Greetings, dear friends, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be a little boring information, so you can skip straight to the news. First of all, I noticed that people have a hard time watching such long news clips, so I decided to make them shorter, but also increase their number. Secondly, my last few videos were coming out with a big delay. This all happened because my old RTX 3080 killed its connector and the connector on my motherboard because of its weight. I've now upgraded to an RTX 4070 Ti, and I highly recommend you use video card holders. Seems like a small thing, but this small thing will save you your hard-earned money. And third, if anyone is listening to this part, please subscribe to the channel. This is the first time I've ever asked for a subscription in my videos. I plan to continue to not ask for subscriptions and likes. I'm just asking for it now simply because. And now on to the news. What will be in the September DLC for Cyberpunk 2077? Lots of content, a new ending, Keanu Reeves, and a marketplace. The latter is the subject of a story with gameplay footage from the developers. This market has fallen apart in the Dog Town, a poor and particularly dysfunctional area of Night City. Yes, it's a dog town, but Night City, so apparently historically it has been since last Sunday. What matters for the near role-playing game, of course, is not what's for sale there, but the mountain of history and Easter eggs that can be found in the place. They promise a mountain of them. However, the merchants should not be ignored either. Their shops sell the most powerful guns, the best programs, and advanced implants. The market is dark, and you can buy things here that would take Arasaka alive for organs in more decent places. The only rule here is not to shoot anyone, or else the bandits from the group in charge will swoop in and kick you so hard that even Arasaka won't be able to cut your organs off. In general, if you will be in the DLC, come to our market. Who survived? Everyone praises it. Moving on. The Last of Us, only for PlayStation 5 and the most powerful iron, they said. Now it's also available on Steam Deck. We've been waiting a whole month for a major new patch for the PC, and the expectation has been met. It has greatly improved performance and accelerated texture loading to the point where it now boasts handheld compatibility. Update 1.1 is purely technical and contains fixes for problems that shouldn't have been in the game in the first place, such as a host of bugs, long shader compilation times, crashes and driver incompatibilities. And that's not all of the problems. There's plenty to talk about, but not until they stop gnashing their teeth. And if someone was hesitant to play because of weak hardware or lack of willpower, the patch added very low graphics settings. Perhaps that's a reason to give the game a chance or wait a little longer. The developers say that this is not the end of the work, and we should expect other updates in the future. By the way, the wait. After the patch we will have to repeat the entire shader compilation process. The Lamplighters League will also be released in the fall. The Lamplighters League is a classic turn-based tactical game from the authors of BattleTech and Shadowrun, classic in both genre and setting. Here we are in the 1930s, with a nasty cult on the cusp of world domination, and a group of scientists facing them. The best of the scientists are gone, but we're left behind. To be blunt, we in the second echelon of fighters who go on missions to explore maps in real time in search of lucrative situations and lone enemies, trying to minimize the physical and psychological damage that is not easy to deal with. It will be released on October 3rd on PC and Xbox, including a Game Pass subscription. Interesting details sometimes come out of interviews with former developers. One of them, who left Respawn a year ago, told how they created Titanfall 3 for 10 months. They prepared the technical base, several playable locations, the build, and then canceled the project, and everything turned out only for the best. The thing is, the third part was similar to the second part, but improved in every aspect. It turned out decent, and gamers would certainly appreciate it. However, There was no sense of novelty, no revolutionary ideas, and something didn't sit right with the multiplayer. In the second part, many went through the single-player campaign, but something about the online mode didn't appeal. At this time, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds came out, which captivated many developers. Thus, they had two options: either release Titanfall 3, which at the time was the third part in name but the second in impressions, or abandon the idea and make something new. Given the presence of Apex Legends, they decided to go with the second route. It's funny that Electronic Arts, which acquired the studio for the popularity of the Titanfall brand, and did not know about such a replacement for the online shooter distributed on a free-to-play model. Good news for those who have already completed Hi-Fi Rush 3 times and don't know how to go on. On July 5th, the game will get a free update with 2 new modes. One will be called Arcade Challenge and, as you might suspect from the name, will open up access to the world of arcade machines. This arcade machine will appear in the protagonist's hideout after the main story. First, a BPM Rush mode will be unlocked, in which enemies come in waves, each wave getting stronger and more dangerous. This mode may seem hackneyed, but we have a rhythmic game, which means that the music will speed up. The second mode is called Power Up Tower Up. We'll go through floors and earn upgrades by getting them randomly. It is also possible that you will get a negative effect, which increases the number of points you get. By the way, do you remember the Dead Cells game? Remember the animated Dead Cells trailers? They were made by the French studio Babe Pills. Always thought, see unusual animation. See if the French guys made them. Now Babe Pills is working on an entire series based on this game. Animated, of course. The action will unfold on a cursed island that has been swallowed by the plague. The unworthy king, the transformation of the inhabitants into monsters, the prophecies of fire, all this is familiar to those who have played Dead Cells. There are plans to release 10 episodes, which will be shown first on the French streaming service Animational Network in 2024, and then worldwide. Did you like how Summer Game Fest went this year? Anyway, Jeff Keighley declared it a record-breaking event and has already announced a similar show for next summer. If you're still puzzled by his statement, here's a video about Summer Game Fest in which I've tried to highlight and talk about it. That's all from me. Thank you all for your attention and have a great day!